And now, it's time for the Runnin' Rams Basketball Hour with Coach Jim Barron, presented by Rhode Joe's Saloon, legendary food and drink, and 920 WHJJ.
All right, make sure you make it over to Rhode Joe's on Monday nights. They got the 20-cent wings here on Monday nights here at Rhode Joe's. Hey, it's a pretty good deal. It's a great deal is what it is. It's the best deal going anywhere around town. Rhode Joe's Saloon, legendary food and drink, great deals every single night. Find out what's going on. The mob over here, the URI mob. Jamal, you know these guys. You're the crazy guys at the games and everything, right?
Yeah.
Guys do a great job cheering on the URI Rams and paint themselves up and all that kind of stuff. To be college kid all over again, you know. And things like that didn't seem like they were so out of reach. But they do a great job, and they'll be there on Wednesday night. Important to get a great crowd on Wednesday night for senior night. You got another year, but you're going to be saying goodbye to some of your good friends who will be playing in their final game. But at the Ryan Center in the regular season, plenty of basketball to be played after that. But always an emotional night for those seniors as they put on the home uniform for maybe not the final time, but the final time of the regular season. And I'm sure all of you guys feel that a little bit.
Yep. Man, it's going to be big because coming in, Marquise was the first guy. I actually was on my visit with Marquise here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was back in 08. Seems like 50 years ago, but he was actually like my guide up here. And actually, he was the one who kind of groomed me, got me ready for the system here playing up and down with Coach Barron. So then I met Delroy and Tim, Ben followed in. And those guys really had a huge impact on me since my freshman year. I was a knucklehead coming in, and they kind of showed me the ropes when I got here.
Well, you've improved finally since then. We want to talk about the last couple of games and what lies ahead for you and all, but I was reading your bio this morning when I heard you were going to be on, and to find out maybe something I didn't know about you. And found out, I don't know if it's still true, because it's probably a couple of years old, that you want to own a hotel when you get out of here? Is that still on the agenda for Jamal Wilson?
I wanted to. I need to start watching Ocean's 11, man. That's what got me wanting to own the hotel. Terry Benedict. But I got the communications major now, so if it happens, it'd be really nice. But I kind of like stepped away from it.
I'm getting free room service, right? When
all the time, yeah.
Double points on my Marriott card. All right, I'm in. Forget it. That's good. It's good stuff. Hey, things have been. It's been a long road for you this year with the foot surgery and all, and coming back and getting hurt again on the sideline and having to come back. But it all seems to be paying off for you in a big way. Last couple of games been fantastic for you in a starting role, and it looks like great things are still coming. Let's take us back before these last two games. We're going to talk about them in a bit. But the challenges that you faced throughout the way, both medically and also just in keeping yourself plugged in and focused and trying to salvage what you could out of this season.
Basically, with the injury, it was like this is just another setback for me. But it was a major one because I physically couldn't do nothing this time. It's nothing like the classroom. It's nothing like dealing with coaches or anything off the court. You're physically hurt. So as much as I had people telling me to stay confident and take care of yourself, don't let yourself get out of shape and keep lifting weights and everything. It was hard. Like I'm 4 hours away from home. I have nobody that's in my ear physically with me to say stay here, keep yourself motivated. But man, this was by far the hardest thing I had to go through because leaving last year, I was just so prepared and ready for this year, and then to get hurt on October 15th, the first day of official practice, was just a killer. So it was really tough, but it showed me a lot about myself to come back now, and then it showed me about the people who really care about me here in Rhode Island at the school to give me a chance finally now. So.
Seemed though, a lot of people look at it and say, well, the turning point was the Duquesne game, the Fordham game, and beyond that. But as you look at it, having seen you along the way, I'd go back to the Temple game, even though that was kind of a lost day for Rhode Island, not a great day for URI, taking a pretty bad loss at Temple. You got a lot of playing time in that game and had an opportunity to extend yourself a little bit from a minute standpoint and effort standpoint. And it seemed as though for you that might have been a time when you said to yourself, I'm ready to go here.
Right. Just being hungry. Like I haven't played all year. I've been dying to show everybody that I'm a talented kid, And I want to win. At the end of the day, everybody in here tonight, everybody who attends the games want to see all of us do well, and that's what I want to do. Everybody's ready to take the step up from being mediocre. We want to get past this Atlantic 10 tournament and get to the NCAAs, and that's what it's about. Every time I stepped out there, the Temple game, all I was thinking was I want to win. I can't lose, and neither does my teammates. Our coaching staff every day put in that work for us to get better. So the least I could do was leave everything out there, hurt for the knot.
Take us to the beginning of that Duquesne game. When you get the nod, you get the starting job, and your line at the end of the day was fantastic. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists in 34 minutes of play, 5 of 9 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3 after being 0 for 6 going into that game, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line as well. What was your focus going in? Was it, hey, I'm going to play defense, and that's job one? Or what areas of the game did you concentrate on in getting that starting role going into that Duquesne game?
To be perfectly honest, it was just my first 5 minutes, do as many things as possible to keep yourself in the game. And that's what I did. And everything you just said was a part of what I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
So playing defense, making sure I'm in the right positions, knocking down an open shot if I get it, extra pass if somebody's open, all of it just at once. And that all goes under playing smart and playing aggressive the whole time I was out there.
Coach, when he talks about your performance, often goes to rebounding first.
Mm-hmm.
Being a rebounding guard is an important thing for a team that most of the year has struggled to rebound the basketball down low. And the last few games, Rhode Island has out-rebounded their opponent. You're a big part of that.
Yeah.
That's one way that I'm sure that you look at it and say, hey, if I want to stay in this game, I want 30 minutes a game, I've got to hit the boards.
Exactly. Like, I'm a bit taller than a lot of guards we play against. And I'm a little lean looking, but obviously a little stronger than they think.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I tell you.
But
he played a wing.
he emphasizes rebounding because if you look at if you go down our roster, Marquise Jones 6'1", Akeem 6 feet, Nicola's really more of a forward. We don't really actually have guards that are tall and lengthy. I'm pretty much the only one.
Yeah.
So with me rebounding the basketball, it really helps a lot because it takes a lot of pressure off Martell and James Dell with having all the pressures on them rebounding the basketball.
For you, a foot injury was what kept you out for the better part of the season. Watching you play, I don't notice a lot of lack of quickness from it. Do you notice anything that you haven't gotten back yet?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say like what exactly it is. I don't know. Some guys might be listening.
The GW Colonials are tuning in there.
But it's definitely some things I still can't do on the court as strong as I could before, and hopefully I can get it back in time.
Like over the summer.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that what Mike Montero, the athletic trainer, and the doctors, are they saying, hey, it's going to take an off season to get that back?
Can't give them enough credit. Dr. Tabador and Mike Montero did a great job with me. Their tolerance for me was just great, and I respect them a lot for taking the time out, extra time out of their jobs to cater to me and help me out.
I think with Mike especially, his job is, yes, to be the athletic trainer, but also to be a counselor. He listens to your not complaints, but the frustrations along the way for you as you get back, and he plays that dual role for all the players.
Definitely. A lot of programs you see where you see their training staff is 6 or 7 different guys, and here it's just Mike with 15 different personalities.
Yeah.
So he has I'm not going to say responsibility, but he goes a long way out of his job to cater to all of us, and especially with me, he really talk to me, open up to me, let me know how you feel, and I really respect that and appreciate that.
Big time stuff. Before all the bad news came when you injured your foot on that first day of practice, the summer was a very promising time for you. You got a chance to play against some great competition and also represent yourself in URI very, very well. Talk about what you did in the off season to prepare for the season that you thought was coming.
Well, funny story, I played in a pro-am league back home, and I played against guys like Hakeem Ward, Alvin Williams, Mark Tyndall, a lot of pro guys.
Yeah, in Philadelphia, right back home, man.
And I had a semifinals game against John Salmons, and I came to play this game. I think I had like maybe 26, 27 points. And coming down the stretch, I was guarding John, and he hit 2 big shots on me and won the game. Like the last shot, he hit a shot and he showed me like I was a sophomore in college and he was a professional who played in the playoffs. And after the game, he came up to me and he asked me, he said, so where you play overseas at? And I'm like, nah, I'm just a sophomore at Rhode Island. He was like, man, take my number and we'll get together and I'll let you know on some things you can work on and get better. And I was playing pickup with him every Wednesday, and he was pointing little things out to me where I could be better at. And a lot of other guys like Jameer Nelson when he comes home. I have a cousin that plays for Syracuse, Scoop Jardine. Yeah. I learned a lot from him. So I had a great summer as far as playing against the competition and working out and being in the gym. But those guys gave me little mental pieces I really needed because my mental aspect is what holds me back from being a better player. So I gained a lot from those pros this summer.
Well, your confidence has to be sky high right now after a couple of great performances. And this team seems to be in that role of a strong finisher this year. 2 games to go in the regular season. Hopefully a lot of basketball will be played after that. As you look to the Atlantic 10 tournament, playing the way you are right now as a team the last couple of games, you feel like you're in a good position to make a run?
Yeah, we're kind of reflecting Coach Barron right now. Like he's a hungry coach. Like in the locker room, he lets us have it. Like he rides me every practice. Like as bad as I'm like, oh, coach, leave me alone. At the end of the day, it shows that he really cares and he wants to win. Like I said about that mediocre thing, he's ready to make that jump. And now the team is starting to believe it. They've seen how we can go out and play defense for spurts. Now the spurts are actually longer. And everybody's getting hungry. The best way to lead is by example, and that's what I do. I go out there and try to make a defensive stand. So when they see this, they want to grind with me. So I can't say enough about Marquise and the seniors because they're really pushing themselves too as well.
Well, I tell you what, for a long time it seemed like a lost year for you with the injuries, but you have found the season and you found it just in time to help out this team a lot down the stretch, and things are going in the right direction. Continued success.
Thank you.
All right, Jamal Wilson with us here, junior at the University of Rhode Island. When we come back, we're going to talk to Joe Drago, who heads up the Fast Break Club for the University of Rhode Island. The coach is going to come back on as well. It's all already, Joe. Stay with us.